I suspect that election campaign for the next re-election will be very interesting, and as I said, a lot of people will throw accusations about the former council, but a lot of the debate will be framed around, oh, this is what led to the dismissal last time. There'll be a lot of, in my view, quite flimsy arguments about that process and what happened. People want to debate out the ICAC findings during that election campaign. Now that could be interesting. People might say some colourful things, but I don't think it'll be very edifying, and I don't know if it'll do the city a lot of good. But broadly speaking, I suspect that the next term of council will be one where people will need to try and find their feet because there's been that brack. It could well be that you get a whole slate of 12 new councillors and new Lord Mayor who have had no experience, because very few of the older people will want to run. You might get a few who have perhaps run sometime in the past and missed it to 4-year term. Some of those sort of people might come back in, and every council has its own culture and develops its own culture about doing things, just the rules, the way the debate goes, what sort of issues and arguments are bashed out on the floor of council and through the public debate. So it might well be that there is a period where, and it could well be a year, because a lot of new councillors take that long to find their feet and work out how local government actually works. It could well be that first year is quite unpredictable, quite unformed in a sense, and it could be, as I said, may not be the most efficient way of local government doing things because those people are finding their feet. That's what I'd predict this far out anyway. It's still a long way away, the next elections, and it's something I've made my mind up about. I think it will be very hard for anybody of the last council to nominate and run again. A few people may, and the reason I say that is it'd be very hard as a candidate to get any sort of message out about what your views are, what your policies are, what your plans are for the future. The reality of political campaigning is that people want to throw negative stuff at you, and somebody in my position who was in the last council but not adversely named by the ICAC will have to defend a whole lot of accusations. Or what did you know? Why didn't you do X, Y, Z? So it'll be very hard to get a clean message out. If you ask me now 2 years out about whether I want to be part of that process, I can't give you an honest answer. 2 years is a long time, and your personal life interdicts. And I don't think it'll be an interesting. I don't think it'll be a very rewarding time in the first few years. It could well be that those first few years of the new council are quite fiery, quite unproductive, as people try and work out where the level is. If you think, imagine who's there, like who's controlling the place. I imagine it could be a very unstable period, even when the elected councillors are in. But you don't know. It's hard to say.